I've spent months tinkering with AI video tools, honestly just trying to find the ones that genuinely save time instead of creating more administrative work for us. The reality is that most options on the market today seem to fall into one of three frustrating buckets. They're either prohibitively expensive, way too complicated to learn, or they simply don't deliver the truly usable content that creators actually need. After completely burning through hours and countless subscription credits on a whole heap of platforms, I think I've finally narrowed down the few that are genuinely worth keeping in your workflow. And even better, I'm going to show you a simple workflow that actually lets you turn those longer pieces of content into a consistent stream of engaging shorts without losing your sanity in the process. Full disclosure, the tool that ends up acting as the essential glue to make this entire system practical is something called Vizard. So first up on the docket, let's dive into Runway because a massive number of creators swear by this platform, and honestly there are some solid reasons why. It truly is incredibly versatile, allowing you to handle video generation, in painting, to remove objects, lip-syncing edits, and a ton of other post-production tricks, all within one single application. I put it to the test with a fairly ambitious aerial prompt: a futuristic city at sunset, flying cars weaving between skyscrapers, slow panning camera. The initial generation process was lightning fast. I think it took about 30 seconds, and the resulting skyline looked surprisingly decent overall. I have to say the colors were absolutely gorgeous. That vibrant orange to blue sunset gradient really popped off the screen, and the simulated camera movement felt quite smooth during the pan. However, the inherent trade-offs are pretty obvious when you look closer. Those futuristic flying cars ended up looking a little blurry, and the overall output can sometimes feel slightly fuzzy compared to the very newest generation models available. Characters and even basic physics sometimes look completely off in the final output, like seeing people awkwardly sliding across the ground instead of actually walking naturally. So for creators who prioritize speed and want a very broad, all-in-one tool set, Runway is still a fantastic choice, especially if you plan on doing a lot of compositing inside the same app. But if your absolute top priority is achieving crisp, flawless photorealism in every single shot, then honestly, this might not be the #1 pick for you. Moving on to the one that truly blew my mind with its raw visual realism, that would be Sora from OpenAI. I fed it a very specific prompt. A young hiker walks through a sunlit forest, rays breaking through the canopy, camera follows from behind as they step over logs. The final result genuinely looked like something that had been professionally shot on a high-end camera. The lighting felt completely believable, the movement looked natural, and even the bark textures seemed spot on. This model can support up to 1080p resolution and generate clips up to 20 seconds long, with camera physics and character animation that are frankly far ahead of most competitors right now. The major downside I encountered immediately is that the content moderation system they have in place is incredibly strict, sometimes to the point of maddening frustration. I had several completely harmless prompts rejected outright or even altered mid-generation, which just wastes both time and valuable credits when you're trying to creatively iterate on an idea. Furthermore, we need to acknowledge that this is certainly not the cheapest option currently available on the market for video generation. If your main goal is generating absolutely photoreal footage for very short, highly cinematic moments, Sora is definitely a top-tier choice, provided the moderation and cost don't become an immediate blocker for your specific creative style. Next up, we have Minimax, which is also sometimes referred to as Hilo, and this one stands out as a really fast, action-oriented generator that tends to inject a lot of dynamic movement into every scene it creates. I tested it with a prompt focused on energy, a chef cooking in a busy restaurant kitchen, flames leaping from the pan as they flip ingredients. The resulting scene had palpable energy to it. You got big, sweeping movements, very dynamic-looking flames, and a generally hectic background activity, which is perfect for certain types of content. The trade-off here is that the overall realism isn't quite at the cutting-edge level of the newest generators, and unfortunately, the human characters often look a little bit off, almost like they're merely acting. This platform has a neat feature where it can output multiple different clips simultaneously, which is super handy for batch processing your ideas. You will almost certainly need to run the footage through an upscaler or sharpening tool afterward to make it truly polished for professional use. Characters sometimes move in truly strange ways or start talking when they absolutely shouldn't be, which becomes incredibly annoying if you were just looking for silent, usable background footage. So Minimax excels when you need that hypey, motion-heavy stuff, but be prepared to put in extra cleanup steps if you are striving for polished, high-fidelity realism. Luma, which is often known for its dream machine style, was actually one of the very first Gen 3 tools I managed to get my hands on, and its primary selling point is its extreme user-friendliness. I asked it to render A cat playing with a ball of yarn on a wooden floor, sunlight streaming through a window, hoping for something cozy. The result was definitely dreamy. It was visually interesting with some warm lighting effects, but the cat's motion ended up being very slow and floaty, feeling more like a stylized montage than actual life. Luma is definitely quick to use and very intuitive, offering helpful features like the ability to lock both the first and the last frame, which is actually quite nice for certain specific types of looping animations. The main drawback is that it seems to trend heavily toward a softer, slower aesthetic in its default output, and the physics and proportions aren't always reliably realistic. If you are specifically aiming for highly stylized visuals or more dreamy, ethereal content, Luma is a very solid starting point for you. However, if your production demands fast-moving, realistic clips that need to match real-world physics, this is probably not the tool you want to rely on heavily. Finally, I want to bring up a powerful tool called Cing, which is another feature-rich model coming out of China, and it really impressed me with its dedicated consistency controls. I ran a more narrative-style prompt, a detective examining evidence at a dim crime scene, slow zoom on their focused face, and crucially, I added a negative prompt saying, no blur, no distorted motion. The output was remarkably clean this time around. The facial expressions looked believable. The camera movement was smooth, and it had a genuinely cinematic vibe to the whole scene. What truly sets Cing apart from the others is its sophisticated elements feature, which lets you train or upload specific faces and clothing styles to maintain character consistency across multiple shots. I tested this by uploading images of two distinct-looking women, then prompted, two women walk together through a jungle while camera follows, and it successfully kept their appearances consistent throughout. That capability alone is absolutely huge if you are an advanced creator trying to build longer, serialized narratives that require recurring on-screen personas. It also offers granular control via negative prompts and other fine-tuning options that really help you avoid those annoying typical AI artifacts that plague other models. The main caveat here is that the learning curve is significantly steeper, and even with controls, the outputs can feel unpredictable, sometimes flawless and sometimes surprisingly off the mark. While the Elements feature handles two characters quite well, attempting to introduce a third or fourth recurring person in the scene starts to get noticeably messy and harder to control. So if your goal is cinematic storytelling that demands highly consistent, recurring characters, Cing is a tremendously powerful, but definitely more advanced option that requires patience. Now, the crucial question is, where exactly does Vizard fit into this ecosystem of amazing raw generators? Here is the honest deal. Every single one of those tools can generate absolutely amazing, high-quality individual clips, but turning those raw clips or even your existing long-form footage into a steady, high-performing stream of shorts is a completely different technical skill. This specific phase of content repurposing is precisely where Vizard shines brightest, even though it doesn't try to be flashy about its powerful capabilities. To be clear, Vizard is not trying to replace those powerful visual generators. Instead, it is designed specifically to complement them perfectly by handling the post-generation logistics. Imagine you have a great 20-minute tutorial or maybe a beautiful cinematic scene you just created. Sora or Cing might have made you one gorgeous 18 to 20-second moment, but you still need a whole library of bite-sized, optimized clips to post effectively across TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts. Vizard's dedicated auto-editing viral clips feature will smartly scan your entire long video, find the moments it predicts are most likely to go viral, and instantly create ready-to-post short clips for you. Honestly, having that built-in feature is like having an editor on staff who intimately understands current platform trends and the exact type of attention hooks that stop the scroll. Just that single function alone is guaranteed to save you hours upon hours of tedious manual editing work every single week. Then you have the brilliant auto-schedule feature, which lets you set your desired posting rhythm, perhaps 2 new clips per day across your chosen channels. Vizard will then automatically queue up and publish those clips based on your custom schedule, meaning no more manual uploading or constantly worrying about forgetting to post on a given day. Combine that scheduling power with the visual content calendar overview, and you get a single centralized place to see what is going live, precisely where and at what time. You can easily edit, rearrange priorities, or update the captions for all your content directly from that one main dashboard, which is frankly priceless for creators juggling multiple different platforms. When directly compared to Runway's broad Swiss Army knife toolset, Vizard is much narrower but significantly more focused on the high-leverage day-to-day needs of a modern content creator. Versus Sora's incredible cinematic chops, Vizard isn't attempting to create that photoreal forest footage. Its job is to take your long assets and make them instantly work for the fast pace of social media. Compared to Minimax, which often gives you energetic but sometimes rough clips needing cleanup, Vizard automatically handles the cropping, optimizing, and formatting required for each specific platform. Where Luma trends toward a slower, dreamy aesthetic, Vizard's entire focus is on identifying and prioritizing those high-impact, attention-grabbing moments in your existing videos. And finally, against Cing's powerful but complex consistency features, Vizard prioritizes dead, simple usability built specifically for efficient content distribution rather than intensive scene building. For my current workflow, I've been using these tools together in a very deliberate stack. Generate a high-quality, unique scene where needed using a specialized tool. Then I immediately feed that long-source video or the raw footage I generated directly into Vizard for optimization. It intelligently finds the hooks, precisely trims the clips to a platform length, and schedules them in a sequence designed to actually build momentum with my audience. When you're using it, it genuinely doesn't feel like you're watching a sales pitch for a product. It simply makes the relentless grind of consistent content creation manageable. I have a few quick practical tips if you are looking to set up this creative stack for yourself starting today. First, use those fancy visual generators for your true hero clips or for defining brand moments, but please don't fall into the trap of relying on them for every single short piece you need. Second, and this is key, let Vizard handle the massive heavy lifting of clipping, formatting, and posting. You will genuinely reclaim entire hours every single week doing this. Third, utilize negative prompts and the element features on tools like Cing when you absolutely must have consistency, but always keep a close eye out for weird outputs and plan to touch up or re-edit anything that looks suspicious. My final practical tip is to batch generate all your source material first and then batch process all those assets through Vizard afterward, because the compounding time savings are incredibly real. If you want to actually try out this complete system, I've left direct links in the video description below, as some of these tools do still offer trial credits. Please take some time to play around with each one, but the most important thing is to focus on building a system that gets you from initial idea to published, optimized clip with the absolute least amount of friction possible. For my creative process, that specific combination, picking the right visual generator for the shot I need, then using Vizard to extract, polish, and publish has made the definitive difference between sporadic posting and actually growing my channels consistently. Okay, that's everything I wanted to cover for today. Now go out there and make some amazing content. And if you'd like, I can certainly walk you through a detailed step-by-step example using one of these generators combined with Vizard in a future video.